Hey everyone, it's me, Sabrina. My channel is The Hopeful Minimalist. It's a safe space for handbag admiration. So if you love handbags, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. In today's video, I have a few topics that I want to cover. It's going to kind of be like a rabbit hole stemming from the Times Square Tabby, but I'm thinking I can fit everything into one video because it all is related to the Times Square Tabby. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to give you just a short backstory on the Times Square Tabby for me. I got the first one that I added to my collection going on about 2 months ago at the Mall of America. I was traveling. I went into the Coach store and met a very nice and helpful sales associate there. He told me that it was like his 10th day on the job, but he was so helpful. He helped me to find the Cassie 19 in the store. We did a quick comparison between the Cassie 19 and the Times Square Tabby because at first glance, I really thought they'd be too similar, but as we know, I don't think that anymore. So I ended up going home with the Times Square Tabby in the color chalk. Fast forward to last week. I'm here on YouTube watching a video that just happened to come on my feed, and this video was made by Savannah Mills. Of course, I will link her channel and the video in the description box. Savannah was unboxing a Times Square Tabby in the Merlot color. Now, I have loved the Merlot color from a distance. I had said, I'm not adding this color to my collection. I said the same thing about the Paris 15 from Dress Up Your Purse because I love the colors, but I had this Coach Dreamer bag that was in the color Oxblood, and it was just too similar for me to justify adding the same style bag to my collection. However, that kind of went out the window. I have decided to sell the Dreamer bag in Oxblood. I haven't listed it yet, but I am going to sell that handbag. While I'm watching Savannah's video, I'm very intrigued because in the beginning of the video, she shared how much she paid for the bag. She says she paid $300. Now, if you have a Times Square Tabby or if you've researched it, you know that they retail for $4.95 USD. So when she said she paid $300 for a brand new Times Square Tabby 20 in the Merlot color that arrived to her factory wrapped without any issues, no defects, no blemishes, just a perfect bag, I was very interested. Savannah was nice enough to link the Poshmark closet in her description box. So I went to the link and I saw that this seller on Poshmark has several Times Square Tabbies of various sizes, all below retail. So we're getting into the why here, why I bought the bag. I know it's not the best reason, but when I saw the prices, I wanted to take advantage of the deal. And so I did. I got two. I got the Times Square Tabby in Merlot in the size 20. And I also picked up one in the size 26 in black, of course. That's the only color, to my knowledge, that has been released. So now that we've talked about why I added these two bags to my collection and where from, which was Poshmark. By the way, I will link the Poshmark seller's closet below because I feel comfortable sharing that information now. Now that I've received two bags from this seller, she has a lot of love notes, and I'm confident in my purchases. I feel completely comfortable sharing the seller with you. But what I do want to make a disclaimer on is the changes that Poshmark has made recently. They've changed the model basically to where the buyer now has more fees to pay, and this is like a purchase protection fee. I'm not fully on board with that whole situation. I will say that the discount that I got on these handbags made it worth it for me this time, but I don't know that I'll be doing it anytime soon again. All right, the first bag that I purchased from the Poshmark seller is the Times Square Tabby in the size 26. Yes, the big one. And I briefly showed you this bag in my last video, I think, and I said we'd talk about it in another video, and here we are. So I have been curious about this size Times Square Tabby ever since I bought the first one. They didn't have this size in store when I went, and I've seen maybe 2 videos showing this bag. I think it's Tangie's Subtle Luxuries showed it. She purchased one and she didn't fully unbox it because she was going to return it. And then there's one other creator whose name is escaping me right now, but there aren't a lot of videos from various perspectives talking about this size, and I've always been curious about it. So I rationalized the purchase given what the seller was asking for. So I made an offer on this bag for $272, and this bag retails for $595 US dollars plus tax. Okay, $595. I offered $272 based on the price that the seller was already asking for. So she had it priced pretty low because there was a damage to the bag. So this is why I posted on my community page the other day, if you would purchase a significantly discounted bag, if you knew that it was new, but it had a damage. I want you to see if you can tell where the damage is, just based on what you can see on screen. I mean, I know this is a video and not in person, and this won't change, how I feel about the bag. I'm just curious if you can tell what's damaged on it. Do you think there's some structural damage? Do you think it's missing parts or accessories? I'm gonna let you look at the inside and see if you can identify any damage or any reason why I would have been able to get this bag for $272. And just a sidebar, I don't have any concern about the authenticity of this bag. The seller had authenticity certificates posted for the 2 bags that I purchased, and I'm not an authenticator, but I am confident that these are authentic. I have compared them to my Times Square Tabby that I got in store, and it's just a feel. Like, if you have one of these bags, you probably know what I mean. I think that this bag would be tough to replicate. I have seen pictures of replicas and they look awful. Now, I know that super fakes exist, but I just think that the technique that Coach used is probably going to make it challenging to get this bag right, if it's not authentic. I'm going to show you what the defect is. I'm going to show you what a defect is in my opinion and the one that was listed in the listing. So the seller listed in the Poshmark post that the bag had scuffs on the C and it had a scuff on the top of the bag. So the scuff that she was talking about on the top of the bag is here, and she had several pictures posted of this scuff. That's just a white mark right there. So very small, and I knew that I could touch that up myself and it would be as good as gone. The second thing that was wrong with this bag is the C closure is scuffed. So it's scuffed in 3 places, and she noted that very explicitly in her listing. There's a scuff here, there's a scuff here, and there's a scuff here on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. She made notes that there were 3 scuffs on the C, and I saw the pictures that she posted. Now, something that I saw when I received the bag, and this may not be a defect, I don't know. I thought that the bottom of the leather tab here looked a little asymmetrical, like shorter on this side and then like more normal on this side, but that could be just me picking up on that. I don't know. You have to let me know what you think in the comments. But all of that aside, I'm still happy with this bag because I wanted to experience it. It retails for $5.95. The price that she sold it for was $272. And even with the fees that Poshmark now imposes, I'm still good with what I paid. The bag arrived fully factory wrapped. If you've purchased from Coach before, you know how their bags come wrapped. You know what kind of tape they use. It's really easy to pick up on when something's not quite right with the packaging. And I'm one of those people that has had several factory wrap bags, and this bag was truly factory wrapped. So without me really knowing, I would guess that somehow this seller is selling bags that have quality issues for a deeply discounted price. I don't know how. I don't know where she got them. I didn't ask her that because it's really none of my business. It's up to me if I feel comfortable making the purchase or not. And I did, based on Savannah's video, based on the pictures, I felt comfortable making the purchase. So it's to each his own regarding that. But this is the reason I asked, would you buy something if it was heavily discounted and you can live with the defects? Well, here's an example. This bag was heavily discounted. I can live with these defects because, as I mentioned, the one on the top, I can touch that up with like a leather paint pen. And this one here, I did consider for a moment that you can take your bag to a Coach store, and I think it's only for tabbies though. And I would assume that the C that's on the tabby 33 would be a match for this C. I don't know that for sure, and I'm still okay if I can't get this replaced, but I do think that they are the same size hardware. So I also considered that I could potentially swap out the C for the $50 or whatever they charge for the larger size, if this does start to bother me. But I'm fine with it. I think that it's hard to see, and I'm the only one that knows it's there. So I'm completely okay with it. And that's the only thing that I've identified as being wrong with this bag. Quick mod shot while we're talking about this bag. Regarding how I like it, I love it. I love how big it is. It's definitely oversized. It's giving Chanel Jumbo or Maxi or whatever that size is. My sister has one, and I'm going to definitely want to compare this to her Chanel bag, but I love the size. I love how the bag feels. It's extremely soft. It feels a little softer and a little squishier than the size 20, and I do think that's due to the size. I mean, there's more leather material, so I think with that, it just naturally feels softer, if that makes sense. Because this one is big, it's very flexible. It kind of just does that. And I think a lot of that also has to do with the C, because this is bigger on this bag. This is the Square Tabby in the size 20, and it's in the color Merlot. Now, this one was listed without any defects. There weren't any scuffs mentioned in the post. There weren't any scuffs observed by me when I received the bag. I did a full inspection. I found absolutely no damages. It feels just like my chalk Square Tabby, and I'll show you both of them side by side. I'm going to show you. This is the Merlot. It has the genuine Napa leather stamp there. And if you've seen the size 20s, then you know how they look on the inside. It has the zipper compartment in the very back. Then you have kind of a narrow compartment there. And then you have the very front compartment. Inside of this one today, I am using my burgundy Dress Up Your Purse SLGs. And I posted a picture earlier to show you how these two colors compare. And I think they're a perfect match. I don't think they are exactly the same, but they are extremely close. Now, the thing I love about this color, even though I said I wasn't going to get it, it contrasts so well with so many other colors. So yesterday I tried it on with a white blouse, a cream colored blouse, a brown blouse, and today I have on this like dark teal color, and I just love how it looks against even this sweater. So I love this color, and I am just extremely satisfied with this purchase as well. I'm going to give you a quick side-by-side comparison of the bag that I got from Poshmark and the one that I bought in store from Coach, just so that you can see how similar they are, because they are the same bag, and this one is legit. They feel the same. The quilting, like the method used for quilting, I mean, it's obvious to me that it's the same. They feel the same in my hands. I would say my chalk one looks a little bit more wrinkly maybe than the Merlot, but they feel the same in my hands. So you may be able to see what I'm talking about when I say wrinkly. The grain on the chalk one is a bit more visible to me than the Merlot. It's just a bit smoother. And that is something that we see sometimes in the darker colored bags. I don't know why, but here is a comparison of the two bags. And lastly, when it comes to these two bags, I want to give you a quick comparison visually of the size 20 and the size 26. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Merlot one because I already have the straps and everything attached to it. All right, this is how both of the bags look on me. I don't think I have the straps on the same way. I can see the buckle. I can see the buckle on this one. So I probably have them oriented in the opposite way, but I think this should give you the main idea. I have this one on a lower setting, so it looks like it's a little bit longer. This is how the 26 looks on me from the side. This is how the 20 looks on me from the side. They both come with the two straps and the antique gold hardware. I'm going to adjust the strap on the black one to the shortest just to see if it's the same. All right, so now I have the bags on the same length, both on the shortest setting. Both bags from the front, both bags from the bottom. And then quickly, I'll just show you the way they are constructed again. So the 20 has the zipper in the back, the compartment here, and then a compartment in the front, back pocket that has the two magnets. The size 26 has this pocket in the back that's like a button closure. Then it has the large compartment there, and then a zipper compartment in the middle. Then your front compartment, and also has the back pocket that has the magnets. They both have the Coach hang tags. They both came with dust bags. Comparing bags can make you work up a sweat. For real. I had to turn on the air, so I hope you can still hear me okay. But yeah, I was going to be sweating. So I can't think of anything else to compare between these two bags, but there is something I want to mention just about the 26 in general. I had this bag loaded up. I was really testing it out to see what all I could fit in it. I was really happy with all that I could fit in it. However, when I put it on my shoulder, and this was one of my worst fears ever since I bought the size 20, for some reason, Coach put the D-rings for these bags here instead of on the side of the bag, like here on the bottom. I don't know why they did that, because this bag is really big and you can fit a lot in it. However, when you put a lot in it, it's going to make the bag start to bow in the middle here, because the heavier the bag is, the more pressure or weight is going to get put on these D-rings because they are on the flap instead of on the bag. So you can probably see it better if I show you this way. The D-rings are here, and there's this piece of leather that goes underneath the flap, probably, I don't know, to stabilize it and to make it so that it's not just, you know, on the edges of the flap. There's a slight bow. Look right here. See that slant? And that's naturally going to occur because the bag is so heavy. I mean, it goes away when you put the strap down. As long as the weight is being, I don't know how to describe this, I'm not an engineer, but as long as the weight is like on the shoulders of these D-rings, it's going to make the bag bow in the middle. It's going to make the sides be pulled up. That is annoying to me. And you know, I thought that might happen. I haven't seen that occur on the size 20, but you can't fit as much in the size 20 either. So you probably won't have that problem with the smaller sizes. But I think it's a shame that they put the D-rings in the wrong place, because this bag is so big and you could do so much with it. Imagine if you had a strap in your closet, like a web strap. When you are carrying more things, you could pop on the web strap and everything would be fine. But that strap, whenever you have it on, it's going to pull up the sides of the flap. Unless you're carrying the bag like this, which I can't really say I would be doing this. If I have a lot of stuff in it, why would I want to carry it like this? I wouldn't want to do that, me personally. So that is my only complaint about this bag, and it has nothing to do with where I purchased it from or the seller. That is on Coach for the design. They should not have put this here, especially on the size 26. If you have any questions about anything that I did not cover between these two bags, please let me know in the comments. I hope that if you're interested in one of these at a great price, that you're able to find one. There were still several available when I looked at the seller's closet yesterday, and I imagine that there would be some still available today. I am very pleased with the quality of the product that I received, being that I got it from a Poshmark seller. Very pleased with the price I paid. I'm just not happy with Coach and how they designed the size 26. So thank you to Savannah for sharing your video and the Poshmark information. Don't forget to watch the Poshmark videos that I link below, because that will give you more of an understanding of the fees that you may incur if you should purchase this bag or any other kind of bag on Poshmark. They do a very good job explaining the fee structure. And check out Savannah's video as well. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video.